Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Dr. Stone. Last time around we had Where 2,000,000 Years Have Gone, where basically Kohaku took Senku to her village. However, Senku was not allowed into the village as he was an outsider, but he met up with Chrome, who was a scientist, or as he called himself, a sorcerer. Someone who could use magic and do interesting things. But really, he was a scientist, except he didn't really have a lot of scientific knowledge. He just kind of knew how some things can work. So he understood that 2 plus 2 equals 4, but he didn't understand why 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's basically the difference between him and Senku, and that's a vast difference still. But anyway, yeah. So they became bros, science bros, and Senku told him about the whole incident of 3,700 years ago. And Chrome is in. He wants to help save humanity, and he also wants to save Ruri, the village priestess, who seems to be a bit sickly. So yeah. So that's pretty much where we left off. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Dr. Stone. Here we go. I need to try some actual fucking ramen sometime. I've had like a ramen bowl, like something I bought at a fucking Target, and I prepared it myself, having no experience doing so, and it was good. It was good. It wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't anything like I expected it to be, but it was good. So I should sometime I need to actually have just a genuine bowl of ramen and see if I like that. So, I love that they made a ramen cart. Like, that's pretty funny. So, Momotaro, I need to look that up because I'm not familiar with the story of Momotaro. Momotaro is a popular hero of Japanese folklore. His name is often translated as Peach Boy, but is directly translated as Peach plus Taro. Momotaro, a common Japanese given name. Momotaro is also the title of various books, films, and other works that portray the tale of this hero. There's a popular notion that Momotaro is a local hero of the Okayama prefecture, but this claim was invented in the modern era. This notion is not accepted as consensus in scholarly circles. Okay. The present conventional form of the tale, standard type, can be summarized as follows. So, I'm going to give you guys a crash course in Momotaro. I'm just going to read the summarized story because I don't know Momotaro, so. Momotaro was born from a giant peach, which was found floating down by a river by an old childless woman who was washing clothes there. The woman and her husband discovered the child when they tried to open the peach to eat it. The child explained that he had been bestowed by the gods to be their son. The couple named him Momotaro, from Momo, Peach, and Taro, eldest son of the family. When he was just 5 years old, he was able to cut a big tree with just an old knife. Damn. Also, by the way, I'm definitely doing my JoJo narrator impression, so. When he matured into adolescence, Momotaro left his parents to fight a band of Oni, demons or ogres, who marauded over their land by seeking them out in the distant island where they dwelt, a place called Onigashima, or Devil Island. Or Demon Island, specifically. En route, Momotaro met and befriended a talking dog, monkey, and pheasant, who agreed to help him in his quests in exchange for a portion of his rations. Kibi dango, or millet dumplings. At the island, Momotaro and his animal friends penetrated the demon's fort and beat the band of demons into surrendering. Momotaro and his new friends returned home with the demon's plundered chests and the demon chief as their captive. Wow. That's pretty cool. Is there an anime or just even... I mean, that's a pretty short story. Is there like a one-off manga I could watch or something? I could see that as like an anime movie or something, so... Interesting, though, how Ruri knows this, and how she then adds in other animals that are not a part of the story, So yeah, I mean, it all just depends on how long ago this village was founded, Like, was it founded by people I mean, it had to have been founded by people who had broken free from their stones, but there is a 3,700 year window in which that could have happened, you know? So we don't know. Like, I'm almost wondering if there's going to be, like, one elder there who's, like, really fucking old. And everyone's just like, that's the elder. They don't really talk that much, you know? But maybe that elder was someone who was depetrified, you know? But I don't know. We gotta figure it out. And I gotta find some sort of manga or anime movie or something about Momotaro because, hey, you caught my interest. So yeah, we'll definitely have to figure that out when we meet Ruri. So, but yeah, in the meantime, we got Suika. I like Suika. I like Suika. Yeah, they seem really nice. You know, the fact that they came over there, and I like, too, that it's just like, Senku doesn't care why you have a watermelon on your head, you know? It's like, hey, if he can use you. That's the thing, is that Senku, you know, it's like, oh, well, Senku just wants to use people and stuff, and it's like, he does have a very creepy way of saying things, but it's like, no, he's a very good guy, and he's trying to do a good thing, you know? He's so much better than... Well, maybe that's just it, is that, you know, where Senku can get kind of creepy and almost sound like a bad guy, he's a good guy. Whereas the inverse of that is Tsukasa, who can be very gentle, very, you know, inviting, and seem very friendly, but he's the fucking mass murderer now, you know? So yeah, it's pretty crazy. And yeah, I like all of them, like, talking. Like, I like Chrome, I like Kohaku, I like Suika. I like how, you know, they really drill in, like, how long it's been by the fact that the North Star is not true north anymore, you know? That 3,700 years later, because of the tilt of the Earth, you know, being expanded, essentially, it has basically meant that, you know, the North Star is now in a different position. So that is pretty crazy. And I mean, you know, the whole thing about the North Star, I mean, that's such an interesting thing that has always pretty much been a thing, you know? So, the North Star, Polaris. Yeah. Polaris is, I'm just reading Wikipedia to you today, so I hope you enjoy it. Polaris is a star in the northern circumpolar constellation of Ursa Minor. It is designated A Ursae Minoris, Latinized to Alpha Ursae Minoris. That was an alpha, not an A, excuse me, and is commonly called the North Star. With its apparent magnitude that fluctuates around 1.98, it is the brightest star in the constellation and is readily visible to the naked eye at night. The position of star lies less than 1 degree away from the north celestial pole, making it the current northern pole star. The stable position of the star in the northern sky makes it useful for navigation. That's so interesting. How long have people been using it for navigation? That's kind of what I'm wondering. Oh, they have it in popular culture too, which is fun. Oh, they didn't... In popular culture, it's like, here it is at a bunch of flags and stuff, and it's like, man, you should put how it's referenced in episode 8 of Dr. Stone. I'm trying to see, like, how long have we been using it for navigation, you know? Because that's the thing, is, like, you know, in 3,700 years, the Earth's tilt would change enough to make, you know, to essentially make Polaris not the North Star anymore. But I'm wondering how long have we been using it for navigation, you know? I don't know. Oh, well. Anyway. But yeah, that's an interesting thing, you know, just letting it really sink in, you know, how long it's been. And, you know, it's interesting because, you know, referencing Tsukasa, it's like, you know, we had that moment with him and Kohaku where, you know, he was like, oh, well, if she was in the martial arts community, I would have known about her, so how, you know, who is she? And that's when he started figuring out that Kohaku isn't one of the depetrified, but instead just someone, you know, a descendant of the depetrified from a long time ago. And it's an interesting thing, because it's like, yeah, just seeing how much has happened, and seeing these people who are, functional people, Chrome and Kohaku and all of them, and just seeing, how limited their knowledge is like, it really does sink in here, that it's like, it's not just, oh, this thing happened and now we gotta break out. It's like, no, life did go on, actually, even just a little bit with this village, So yeah, this village, like, they don't, and, just the fact that it's like, they didn't even understand that the earth is the thing that's moving, Like, essentially, Senku was out here spoiling the entire anime on the movement of the earth, It's like, luckily they accepted that, They accepted that with his explanations and stuff, unlike the church of the 15th century in Poland, So yeah, so that was interesting. It's like, yeah, he has to tell them this stuff, because it's like, yeah, they have such a limited knowledge, But now they're working on the antibiotics, which, oof, that's gonna take a long route. That's gonna take a really, really long route, but they can do it. They can do it. So, and now they at least have Suika, and Suika's, well, sweet. So, sweet little kid who's helping out, which is good, and was able to spy on everyone in the village to see what they want that Senku could give them with science. And now we have ramen, which I do like how they specifically mention that Senku knows, he tries it and it's like, this is not ramen, this is not right. But to them, it's really, really good. And I like that they can't just 100% remake this thing, but they make it pretty good. So I like that. And yeah, and then they made a ramen cart. They even had Suika playing a little ocarina or something to play that. Like, I've heard that song in other anime when they cut to like ramen shops, So that's funny. And yeah, they made a nice little ramen cart, and now they can sway people with the power of ramen. Soon this whole village will be under my control. It's just like, he really does sound like a villain, but he's a good guy. So yeah. Fuck, I want some ramen now, and I can't. I mean, this is the last thing I'm recording today, and it is like right before dinner, so I'm fucking hungry now. But I don't know. I do, so at some point I need to actually get a bowl of ramen, genuine ramen, and eat it and see if I like it or not. So yeah, but either way, that is basically it. And with all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Dr. Stone reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.